and welcome to the third episode of Cultural Connection.
Yeah.
Woo! As usual, if you're new here, we are a group of culturally diverse people of color who wanted to start a little podcast to start conversations about anything within the spectrum of culture. I am your amazing host, Alex, and today we have a special guest.
Oh.
It's fucking Keanu Reeves. Oh my god, I was not lying in the last one. Wow! just kidding, but we do have a special guest. Please give a warm welcome to Jasmine.
Yeah.
Hi, hi. My name is Jasmine Arias. I'm a junior now. That's kind of crazy, and I am Mexican American. Woo!
It is so great to have you. Of course, we have our usual members, Savannah and Kenneth. No Trang.
Oh.
Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Make sure you guys are alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so today's topic is a pretty interesting one. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Pretty? Yeah? Anyways, today's topic is going to be all about beauty standards.
Okay, before we get into that, what exactly are beauty standards by?
Beauty standards, by definition, are the socially constructed physical beauty qualifications that determines one's attractiveness and are set as the ideal standard that should be strived for. While many beauty standards have similar traits, beauty standards are different all around the world.
So then, what are the Western beauty standards or similarly Eurocentric beauty standards?
So, whenever we look at beauty standards for the West or Eurocentric beauty standards, you'll see things like very white porcelain skin, or maybe not like white porcelain skin, like light skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. If you're a female, you kind of are expected to have long hair, look very feminine. If you're a male, you like expected to be very tall, very muscular. Those are the Eurocentric beauty standards here. So my question for everyone here is, having know all those beauty standards, do you think you fit into any of the Western beauty standards? Anybody?
Sorry.
Anybody?
Savannah.
What are
Anybody
like
think that
what are
they?
Okay, I will go first.
Okay.
I'll take one for the team.
Yay!
So
Thanks.
I think I do fit like a couple Western beauty standards. Like I'm pretty light skinned.
Light skin.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Mhm.
pretty light skinned.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, you are white.
as in light skinned, I mean I am pasty white, pale. No, I'm not that white.
No,
I'm not that white. But and I have like double eyelids. And, like, is that a Western beauty standard? Double eyelids?
Yes.
Or is that like yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure monolids are a
Yeah.
Western standard. I think it's quite like everywhere.
And I'm not like thin, but I guess I'm pretty like body wise. I'm pretty average.
Kenneth?
Would our guests like to take the
Yeah.
floor?
Oh, would our guests like
Yeah.
to take the floor?
Sure. Okay, I think like Savannah was saying, in some aspects, like I'm definitely more fair-skinned, so I can be mistaken for white sometimes even Asian, which I find kind of like, just because I am Mexican American, Also have double eyelids. I have long hair, I guess, but when it comes to other things like having a very fit, thin body, like I guess what's perceived as beautiful, I don't necessarily have that. I don't have colored eyes either, and I don't have like I would say super full lips, and like a normal person, I have darker body hair. And I think a lot of the times when we look
that's
at
true.
like, Eurocentric body like types, you kind of expect to have like either no hair, or if you do have hair, it's like super, light and kind of
Right.
blonde almost, And I don't have that, so for the most part, I want to say no, but it really depends.
Kenneth?
Me?
Let's hear from the male perspective.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. No, I don't. See, well, maybe very rarely, very like a few. I'm not sure for men what's more desired, to lighter skinned or maybe more tan. If it is
Mhm.
tan, I'm tan. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm definitely not light. Body wise, no. I'm definitely not in that category either. Yeah, I mean that's kind of all I have to say because whenever you think, uh, men's beauty standards, especially in the United States, typically think body,
Right.
right? Like, are you built muscular? Me,
You
I'm
do.
not. I'm not.
Do you have abs, Kenneth?
I do not. I got a 6 pack of bread, but
And
nothing
that's
much else.
okay.
Yeah.
We love a good
Oh, I keep
6 pack
forgetting.
of bread.
Not just asking questions here. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I fit into the Western beauty standards? Body wise, probably, but I'm not tall. Pretty short, unfortunately. Um, uh, like I'm pretty light. Hair wise, my hair is real short.
Yeah.
And I feel like another thing is that sometimes I like to present myself more masculine. So I feel like in Western beauty standards, it doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Moving on to the next question, though. So, how have Western beauty standards, or more to say, Eurocentric beauty standards, affected people of color?
In general.
Yeah, in
Charlene?
general. I'll start with something, but I feel like Eurocentric beauty standards have really affected like how we perceive what beautiful is towards one another. Because I say this especially with skin color, because skin color is something that is extremely prevalent, like within like beauty standards all over the world, and I feel like Eurocentric beauty standards have taught us that being lighter is prettier, you know what I mean? When I don't know if maybe that it's always been like that, but I'm pretty sure that, Eurocentric beauty standards have really affected that. So now, like, all around the world, you think like, "Oh, yeah, being lighter is prettier," and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I feel like it really affects your self-confidence. What were you gonna say,
Mhm.
Jasmine?
I was gonna kind of piggyback off of that because I was thinking about it. I was looking at the script and I was like, what is the beauty standard in Mexico? Because I haven't been as fortunate to go visit as much as I would like. Being here now with COVID and everything. So I was
Mhm.
looking into it, and thinking back to when my parents or when my mom would watch like telenovelas, which is like the Hispanic like soap operas, whatever.
Right.
So I realized a lot of them, they're very fair skinned. And I Googled it too. And it's like, even though a lot of, women and people in general in Mexico are like darker skinned, they do have darker hair.
Mhm.
It's more like the beauty standard for them, for us, it's to be, fair skinned, have like blonder, lighter hair. And I realized, that's from, you like from through due to Eurocentric standards, because not everybody in Mexico is like, fair skinned. And I know that can take a toll on people. And I realized that me, if I went to Mexico right now, I would be perceived as more beautiful only because that skin color and the pigment of my skin is going to play a factor in it, which is really sad because I really, I actually think darker skin is beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
sorry,
Go
Kenneth, you
Savannah.
go.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Savannah.
okay.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
You have
Sorry.
something to say.
Go.
Yeah. Ah! So, off of like what Jasmine and Alex said, I agree, and I think
I agree.
I agree.
You agree?
I,
Okay.
You agree?
I agree.
She's Greek.
I agree. Because like things like colorism affect people of color, which is rooted in history, but we will get into that in another episode.
Mhm.
Stay tuned. And I think it makes people of color like ashamed to be who they are, and that's like a problem because everybody's different, and just because the standard of beauty isn't what you are doesn't make you less beautiful. Yeah.
That was
Definitely.
great.
I
That was a
wanted to
great
bring
story.
up
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
I wanted to bring up something talking about hair.
Oh,
Oh,
Because
yes.
yeah,
Yes.
hair.
Hmm.
Uh especially for women's beauty standards, I know that it's long hair,
Hmm.
long straight hair mostly, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, long straight hair.
For the most
Yeah.
part, long straight hair. You
mhm.
Yeah.
know, we'll have different hair types, obviously,
Hmm.
and not everyone's going to have that kind of hair. So if you don't have naturally straight hair, you may or may not feel something towards that, or it may or may not affect you on how confident you feel in hair. You might want to you might want to change it. You might want to do something to it just to fit that, and just in general, it makes people you don't have that you don't fit that beauty standard for hair, or whatever the beauty
Right.
standard for hair is.
Hmm.
Just obviously makes them more.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because there's a lot of people I think that struggle with feeling like they're less beautiful because of the texture of their hair. Like people with
Hmm.
more texture will straighten their hair like when they're really young a lot, and now like their natural curl pattern is like messed up because of like heat damage
Hmm.
and things like that. And I feel like for a lot of like younger boys and girls of color, it's hard to go through things like that and be told that you don't look good from a young age, being told that you are ugly because of something that you can't change.
Right.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I had something to say, but now I forgot what I was gonna say. This keeps happening. But those are really, really good points as to why like those types of things can affect people of color. Or eye shape. Eye shape is like also a big
Hmm.
thing
Actually,
because
Definitely.
at least like in Asia, like having monoliths, it's a very dominant trait there. And then your centric beauty standards came in and punched us in the face and were like, no, you need monolids. That is
Hmm.
what you need. That's what's beautiful now. So now everybody wants monolids and gets monolid eye surgery and stuff like that. I mean, sorry, double
Double
eyelids. I
eyelid
mean,
oh,
surgery, yeah.
Double
I did hear
eyelids.
double
about that.
eyelids.
I thought that was your.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and it's
double
really
double
sad.
double eyelids.
Yeah.
It is really sad because
Monoliths are
people like
beautiful.
go ahead and like blow a lot of money on getting
Yeah.
surgery for double
Hmm.
eyelids when I
Yeah.
mean, no shame to anybody who goes and gets what do you call it? Plastic surgery.
Yeah, yeah.
No shame in that, honestly.
Hmm.
I would too. Damn, if I had the money, I would too.
Ah! Yeah. Yeah, it's
um
funny because it's like I know growing, or for the most part, I didn't even know about that, the eyelids and like were such a beauty standard, you know? So I found
mhm,
out
Hmm.
that, yeah, I found out, and I know like Alex had mentioned, like in Asia, it's very like prominent, like the beauty
Yeah.
standards, like you have to have double eyelids. People, they'll get like double eyelid tape. And I found that out.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah. That's a thing
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
and then also kind of going back to like the color of your skin, people release products, for to
Skin bleaching products.
skin
Yes, that's
mhm.
products.
so
Yeah,
like. Uh huh.
yeah, and
See,
it's like I don't know, and you people I know in Mexico sometimes they even go like kind of a few shades lighter on their
Hmm.
skin because they want to fit that beauty standard.
mhm,
And it's just like it's so sad because it's like that's kind of what's advertised and you see that all around you. So then you start to
Right.
believe that that's what you need to be in order to
right.
feel beautiful, you know?
And that brings me into my next question. Tying into our last episode, which was about media, do you think that these beauty standards are being pressured onto people from the media?
Do you mean like the media is pressuring people, or
Yeah, like,
yeah? Okay.
showcasing beauty
Well, yeah,
standards, and it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
of course.
gonna be like that.
Definitely. Definitely.
In like, I'll speak for like Filipino media. A lot of Filipino movies and shows are very, very light people, and a lot of the people in the Philippines are dark. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
um, and colorism in the Philippines is a very, very big issue, which I will get into later. But the media kind of pushes on to the people that you need to be light in order to be successful, in order to be pretty, in order to be wealthy. So it has a very negative impact on our culture, I think.
Hmm.
Something I want to point out about that is that the actors in shows that are light skinned, mostly it's the women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. That's true.
And there are a lot of popular, men,
Hmm.
male actors, and they have more darker skin, fair skin,
Hmm.
and it's kind of interesting because you brought that up.
It's
Well,
like a double standard
yeah,
between
Yeah.
women and men
Definitely.
concerning beauty standards, but especially in media, like all forms of media, especially when you're being like, what do you call it, exposed to it. Whenever you
Hmm.
see like makeup advertisements,
Hmm.
most of the time it's like really pretty white people that are
Right,
being
that's true.
advertised.
Mhm.
That's very
You
true.
billboard of some
Yeah.
like fashion or makeup or anything like
Hmm.
that.
Mhm.
It's always of somebody who is within the beauty standards, and the beauty standards being
Yeah.
some white blonde person.
Mhm.
Especially in like South and East Asia, like all of the beauty magazines and stuff, like all of the beauty advertisements are very light-skinned women. Or
oh yeah,
Definitely. Mhm.
the men usually aren't as light-skinned, but they're definitely still like they're still
Yeah.
pretty light.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah, and I always feel like, at least when I see like beauty advertisements here, there's always like an emphasis on like the color of their eyes, you know?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like you always see it blue, like it's such a like the color is so
'Cause
prominent.
the
Right,
blue
yeah.
eyes will make everything
And
pop
yeah,
or something like that.
I know.
Not everybody here has blue eyes.
I know. Brown
Sorry,
eyes
our
are
family did not do
beautiful.
incest.
Dark
That's
colored
how.
eyes are beautiful.
okay.
I have
Would you say blue eyes are a product of incest?
I mean,
Are
Ah!
they?
it's a product of mutation. Yeah, I don't
Mutation.
know about
Mutants? Oh, I'm
incest.
kidding. I have nothing against blue-eyed people. Please don't hurt. Please, please.
I was gonna bring that up.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And I
Okay.
also
huh?
oh
Hmm?
no, you can go ahead.
I don't know. Because you were talking about, we were talking about, um, in makeup and stuff, how they're always lighter skinned.
Mhm.
Now, recently, well, from what I know and from what I've seen, especially in stores and stuff, there's more advertisements for products for people with darker skin,
Mhm.
from what I've
At
seen.
Mhm.
least in the US.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, at
Do
least in
you
the US.
do you guys think that oh, surprise question. Um, do you guys think that now, at least here in the West, that this beauty standards are changing?
Yes and no.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Um,
gradually, I think, very
yes.
Mhm.
slowly.
I
Yeah,
think,
I think
huh?
I was
You
gonna say
guys said at the
Sorry,
same
no. You
time.
go, you go ahead. I
no.
just want.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I think if you look back to like say, like even just like a 10-year difference, you can definitely see that it's improved.
That's
Just
true,
as
yeah.
Mhm.
like if you looked at like 2011, I know there was that big phase where it's like you had to like that Tumblr girl, you know,
Oh, yeah.
aesthetic. Do
Oh,
you remember
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yup.
Yes.
And it was like you
I want
had
to
to
be
have
her so
blonde
bad.
hair, super
Same.
skinny, like blue eyes, freckles, all that kind of stuff. And I think in a way that still is the beauty standard because we have talked about it. But, other body types, other hair textures, other like skin complexions are widely more accepted now and like kind of promoted than I think
Mhm.
10 years ago. So I think in that sense, yes, we like beauty standards are improving because they're becoming more widespread in a way, kind of more open minded.
Mhm.
But I feel like even then, at the back of our head, we still have that like Eurocentric standard,
Mhm.
despite that.
Mhm.
I feel like we're becoming more open
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
to um like traits that people of color bring in, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like,
But
I
we
think
still, like, in the back of our head, have that Eurocentric base
mhm.
of the beauty
Mhm.
type or the
Like
beauty
thicker
standard.
eyebrows and stuff like I feel like a lot of people of color have like thicker eyebrows, that's
Mhm.
starting to become more
Bigger lips
bigger lips.
Bigger lips too.
Things like that
and
are
very
becoming
tan.
more
I know them white girls love
what do
to
you
be
call it?
tan.
More desirable. More desirable.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
I feel like is good and bad in
Mm-hmm.
positive ways. Because it's
Yes.
good because you're normalizing POC beauty and you're like
Mhm.
making it, but at the same time, it's bad because it leads to a lot of white people doing things like Asian fishing, where they pull their eyelids back with tape or they do their eyeliner in a way that makes their eyes look like monolids or stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
problematic. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you've sat and bullied us over our monolids, not me, but like our
Or like
The
chinky eyes.
community, you know.
our
Yeah.
community bullied our community for our beauty standards, and then you want to take our beauty standards and make it
Yeah.
yours, and that's kind of stupid.
Colonization.
I know.
Colonization.
Yeah.
That
TikTok.
too, but you know
Yeah,
what?
TikTok has this like big thing of being like somebody will be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I think you kind of look like you're Asian fishing," and be like, "So we can't do eyeliner now? Can't
Yep.
do makeup?
Yeah.
I can't put anything on
Cancel
my eyes."
culture has
And
become
that's not
such a
even what
big
it's about.
thing, and it's just like, oh God.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sad because it's like, in a way, it's like they're almost making like POC beauty kind of a trend in a way, where
Yes,
it's
Mhm.
like
exactly.
they kind of take something and then, the community, like a POC, whatever, well, they'll call them out and then they'll kind of be like, so we can't do this now?
Mhm.
What happened to doing this? Like.
Mhm.
And in
Right,
a way, it's very like backhanded because it's like, when,
right.
will we ever be able to just accept our beauty and
Yeah,
just be?
just be.
Mhm.
Just
That's where you get just, like,
be.
all the cultural appropriation and, like,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
seeing things like some white girls would, like, start, what do you call it? Like or, the like, most one of the best examples of cultural appropriation will probably be, people who aren't Black doing, like, Black
Box braids and
hairstyles,
like
box
yeah.
braids,
Mhm.
cornrows,
Mhm.
things like that, and then you'll have actual Black people come in and be like, "Hey, don't do that, that's cultural appropriation. Also, you're gonna mess
You're
up
gonna
your hair
mess up
like
your
that.
hair. You're gonna go
You're gonna
bald.
mess up your" exactly. And then, because whenever people who aren't Black will do hairstyles like that, they'll be seen as like, "Oh my god, high fashion, so
Yeah,
cool, hip
exactly.
Mm.
hop," all that bull. And then, whenever Black people do it, oh, they're
Yeah, it's
ghetto,
seen
stuff
as
like
like
that. People have
unprofessional.
actually yeah, and people have actually,
Been
what do you
kicked out
call it?
of professional settings for like
Mhm.
having hair. I've seen
Exactly.
Yeah.
um news stories of I think the one I remember best is this boy who wore dreads to school and then I think
He
if I
was on the
remember
basketball team, right? He
yeah, I
couldn't
think he
play,
cut
and
his
yeah.
dreads off
Yeah, they
and
forced him to cut
yeah,
him off or else
forced
he
him to
couldn't,
cut
like,
off his
play.
dreads. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's so
I remember
also,
that.
like also just, like, what does hair have to do with
Exactly.
I
basketball?
know.
What is it
It's
gonna do?
hair.
Yeah.
Gonna get into his eyes while he's dribbling the ball or something?
No, that's his business,
Yeah,
not
that's his
Exactly, that's just
business.
business.
not
You
your
don't
judgment?
exactly.
Exactly. So we did touch on a lot of local beauty standards that we have here in the US. So now I'm intrigued to see as to what some beauty standards are around the world. And I know we did touch a little bit on some of them. So
Yep.
do any of you have beauty standards in your culture that differentiate from the Western beauty standards?
Um, I feel like it has to do with the Western beauty standard, but it's kind of like elevated in a sense. Because
Mhm,
before, when I mentioned colorism in the Philippines, um, the colorism has led to like a social hierarchy. So the
mhm,
darker you are, you're kind of like frowned upon. So
Mhm.
my mom is she's not like dark, but she's darker than me. She's probably more like Kenneth's tone or like a little darker. She's like tan. She said that in the Philippines the people think she's a maid and she's not even that dark. So they think because you're darker in the Philippines that you're poor, you're unclean, you're like all of these things. And it hurts to hear my mom talk about herself in a way that she thinks that she's ugly because of the way that she was raised to think that her darker skin is ugly. Because a lot of my family over there is pretty dark, and she'll say like she avoids the sun because now that it's summer, she doesn't like going outside because she always says, I'll get dark. I don't want to go outside. I'm gonna get dark. And I'm like, Mom, like it's sad because she'll say like, oh, I'm so ugly because I'm so dark, and it's like it's hard to hear your mom talk about herself like that because
Yeah.
of something she can't change.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all around Asia, that type of like skin color hierarchy is there, because you'll see people who are more darker skinned, they'll be treated, you know, more badly.
Yeah,
Is that a badly is a word, right? Badly
like
is a word.
they'll be treated worse. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be treated worse than people who are lighter skinned. Lighter skinned people will like get more. What do you call it? Like
Like better
they'll just be
treatment.
treated. Yeah, they'll just have
Yeah.
better treatment.
They have like
Um,
privilege.
yeah,
White
they're
privilege.
privileged. There you go,
White privilege.
Oh,
Here's
white
the thing.
privilege.
It seems like it's always in places that are more urban or exposed to media and stuff like that. Because where my mom lived, she didn't get any of that. I
Where's
mean,
your mom?
um, it was a more rural area.
Oh,
It's Mindanao, I think. But
Mindanao?
anyway, since it was more rural, I don't, from what I know, she never talked about. I mean, my mom's not even that much tan, and I would say that she's maybe on a little bit on the lighter side, but
Mm.
she's neither of my parents, neither of my grandparents either. They never talked about how, oh, like you're getting too dark. They never told my cousins that, and they're girls. They never told them, oh, you're getting too dark. You it's better if you're lighter skinned. And from what I know, they lived in areas that didn't really, it wasn't urban. They didn't live in the cities. They didn't have that pressure of beauty standards because that's wanted to be more high fashion or anything like that. So that the media definitely does a lot. It definitely does a
Yeah,
lot because
that's
if
true.
it's not there, there's nothing to pressure you into it. Yep.
I feel like with Asian beauty standards, it's either you're pretty or you're ugly. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're ugly, you get treated terrible. If you're pretty,
Mhm.
you'll be perfectly fine.
You
Because
get pretty privilege.
Pretty
exactly, you get
privilege.
that
That's a
pretty
good
privilege.
phrase. Yeah.
Because I feel like in Asian cultures, I'll say just like in Chinese culture, there's like a specific like face. There's a specific face that you must have to be considered pretty, and that's the beauty standard. What do you call it? Double eyelids, a small nose, and preferably like a really like nice nose with a nose bridge, like nice lips, not too big, not too small. You're very you like you're we have like there's a big
Like the
thing
V line,
on
like the V
yeah,
line,
the V
right?
line.
Yeah, yeah.
V line, what do you call this?
Chin?
Jawline.
Yeah, V line jawline, and long straight black hair, and then like very 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 light skin. Like you look like a what do you call it? A sick Victorian child.
Stop.
Very very pale
A
light
porcelain
skin.
doll.
A porcelain
Mommy, I
doll,
have skinny
basically.
Yeah.
tone.
Yeah.
And then I think obviously I don't live in China, so I don't know too much, but whenever I look at like Chinese media, I see like within body types like super skinny and like really really tall. Like
Oh yeah.
tall, like
Oh.
super tall and skinny.
Yeah.
And like when I say
Yeah.
skinny, I mean like bro, you gotta not be eating to get that skinny. It's a little scary.
Yeah, I see those videos on TikTok of
Oh, like the
Chinese street
streetwear.
The
fashion.
street
Yep.
fashion,
And they're
Mhm.
all
right?
so
They're
slender.
always so tall.
I know.
Or at
Yes,
least
they're
they
Very
look like
tall
they're
and
so
tall.
tall.
slender.
I
Because,
think
you
it's
know,
like camera
Very
tricks
yeah,
or
cameras can
something.
be
'Cause there's no
deceiving.
way, bro.
Yeah,
There's
Very
no way they're that
disturbing.
tall and skinny.
Yeah.
But I remember Kain told me, one of my friends who actually went to China, she told me that a lot of her family members were extremely tall, like
yeah,
really, like,
she was
man,
telling me
what are they
that
feeding
recently.
them over there? Maybe I need to go move over there to get tall.
Stop.
Um,
Um,
I don't know.
Jasmine,
But
what about you? Like your what about beauty standards in your culture?
I know, like I had touched on earlier, like being fair skinned and having like
Mhm.
fair, like blonde, kind of like blonde hair, super light brown hair, that's
Yeah.
super prevalent. But I kind of want to touch on more just a little bit on body types, just
Mhm.
because it's a little more different, just because it's like
Oh, Hispanic
like
body type's so like
they want you to be super curvy. Like that's something that's like really prevalent over there. Like
mhm,
Mhm.
because it's like in a way the beauty standard is kind of based off what men want. So it's like
Mm.
they want someone who's super, full and curvy, who can,
That's a good
mother like their children,
mhm,
right? And it's like, but it's definitely different when it's like you're in the teen phase, and then once you get to like womanhood. So once
Mm.
you're like in a teen phase, you kind of want to be really slender, right? You want to be really skinny, but then you get to, you're older, then all of a sudden it's like you need these curves, you need full breasts, you need like a full butt, So it's
mhm,
like,
Mhm.
but at the same time, you still need to be thin. So it's
right.
like really conflicting,
It's really like unrealistic.
Yeah.
very. And
Yeah.
I know it's affected me a lot because I know, I guess genetically, I know I'm gonna always be on the fuller side. Like I'm never gonna be super thin.
Mhm.
But I know growing up, I used to always go to like Justice, and the girls used to be super skinny. And I used to always wanting, like, remember always like, I want to be like that. And it's like, and it affected my self esteem and my confidence for the longest time because I was in first grade. I didn't know any better, you know?
Mhm,
And that's affected my self image a lot. And it's like, but in a way, also growing up here, in a way, I kind of like, what with the media, I've kind of learned like everyone's body's different. I've had to educate myself because I never had anybody to educate me on beauty standards like that.
mhm,
But yeah, I can say it's definitely like very Mexican beauty standards for women in a way are based off what men want. It's like, I
Mm.
guess what you assume what the other person wants. Cause I know the male standards in Mexico, it's like they want you to be super manly, but also super like protective at the same time. Like a soft side with your family, but you want to be presented as a man. And
mhm.
that like brings in toxic masculinity, but that's a whole other thing.
Right. Beauty standards can like really bring some things, but I did want to talk about like bodies and how you said how like um because of beauty standards you wish that you had like, a
Hmm.
more thinner body. Being somebody who has always been like extremely thin all their life, beauty standards have actually made me myself like
Mhm.
extremely conscious of my own body because
Hmm.
I think it was whenever the world beauty standards started being like, "Oh, you need an ass, some ass and some
Mm.
Yeah, it was
tits."
like
Right.
Kylie Jenner. I feel like that
Yes,
whole the
you need to
Mhm.
Kardashian
be,
clan
you need to
was
be
like,
thick.
hey.
Yeah, you
Thanks
need
a
you need to be
lot,
thick.
Kylie.
So thanks a lot, Kylie. But it was basically like, yeah, you need to be thick. And then, with my Hispanic family, I'm probably the only one that is like very skinny, and it'd always be like, "Oh, you're anorexic. You need to eat more," and stuff like that. Like, so
Mhm.
even being thin, like, you cannot win. You can't win
You
with
really
anything.
can't,
You
Yeah.
can't.
because it's like
And so
something I
growing
always
up, right. So growing up, I had like a really bad like self-esteem issue with my body. Like, it was terrible. Oh my god. Um, like body image here I feel like it's getting better, but at least before, you can't win. You can't win with
mm,
anything. You have to be skinny and thick at the same time, and it's like,
yeah.
That's
I don't know how
It's
to
impossible,
tell
like
you that you
man.
like
can be
how do
both.
you do that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because it's like in a way, it's like almost like bodies just go in and out of trends. I've seen that like
Right,
something
yeah.
because it's like if you look at beauty standards here in the US in the 90s, you had to be super thin, right? But
Mhm.
now you look at 2010s and kind of like, now you have to be
Mhm.
super curvy,
Big
but
butt,
also
big
fit.
breasts. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Small waist.
small
so
ways. And it's just like
Mhm.
you can't win because it's like, you know, the people that are presented, it's like in a way that's their life, like to influence and to be
Mhm.
like that. You know, they have the time and the money and the people to do that for them. But then you have people like us. We're living our lives day by
Just
day.
normal
We
people.
yeah,
Normal
and it's
people.
like we feel like we have to conform to them
Right.
when we don't have to.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
So we've been talking a lot about like many of these standards apply to women or like people who are feminine. But what about men? Or what are some standards for masculinity? And I specifically want to ask this to Kenneth here.
Your time to shine,
Yes.
man.
It's your time to shine. Let's
Take the
go.
Spotlight's
floor,
on you.
Betty. Take the
Spotlight's on
floor.
you.
S- Standards for men, in America specifically.
And anywhere. I
And
mean,
anywhere,
yeah,
yeah. But I'd
anywhere.
like to touch more on America first because we live here. But I actually, this is really difficult to talk about because I don't know. It's very
I
hard to tell what the
agree.
standard is. There's
Hmm.
so many things on social media,
Mhm.
so many things on social media where they talk about, oh, this is nice. Oh wait, but this is nice. But then this is
That's
nice
really
also.
true, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Because you see a lot about muscular bodies, skinny boys, gamer boys with curly hair, right? Curly hair, uh, especially curly hair. Jesus Christ, curly hair has been
Hmm.
uh, a major thing that has gone around recently with terms and all that jazz. And
Definitely.
to talk more about curly hair, I don't have curly, right?
You have
And
no hair.
yeah,
You have a
I'm
look at
buzzed
the
right
buzz
now
cut.
for anyone wondering, but my hair is straight, and I will never get a perm. I don't
Please
want to do
don't.
that. I'm not gonna get a perm.
Period.
But
Mhm.
Please don't.
curly hair has
Please.
been something that's been becoming a lot more popular, and from what I see on social media, a lot of girls tend to like curly hair. So for from the moment it started to for until recently, I was self-conscious about my hair
Hmm.
because first of all it was short to begin with in freshman year, and then long hair started becoming a thing. And I didn't grow out my hair because I wanted to fit in, but I grew out my hair anyway, and uh, I felt a lot better about it because I did have long hair, and people were intrigued by it. It's like, oh, this is cool, but I still don't have curly hair, and that's what a lot of people liked. Damn, and I'm in a relationship, and from seeing those things, it's even if you know that that person likes you are, it kind of gets to you sometimes, regardless. 'Cause what if this person does like this and that's what everybody else is, but I'm not that?
Hmm.
Mm.
So there's that aspect. Um, but back to, oh, I like this, but there's also this, right? On on TikTok, because I spend a lot of time on TikTok, uh, I see a lot of videos where there's, oh, men with this tall, skinny, uh, lean men. That's what they like. And then there's another video about guys with dad bods. Like, okay,
That's true.
that's
Hmm.
cool, I guess, because I'm not skinny, I'm not tall, I'm not lean, and I guess I resemble more the dad bod. But then, how true is that even? It makes you question a lot because yes, there's this thing that includes something that has me, but why is it never consistent?
Hmm.
Why is there this thing, but then there's something else that's telling me that that's not true. So
I have
I don't even know what to think about myself sometimes. Am I good? Am I not good? And yeah, I'm in a relationship and there's this person that likes me for who I like, but regardless, what other people think about you is still gonna get to you.
Mhm.
And so for men's standards, beauty standards, um, it's hard to tell.
I
So
have
at
a
the time.
question for you because whenever you're talking about male beauty standards, you talk a lot about the beauty standards for you guys that are like, what do you call it? That are like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain it, but you say like, oh, well, they like this and they like this, like beauty
Mm-hmm.
standards that are being put on by like, females or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, do you think that it would be different for, like, men's beauty standards made by men? Sounds like a book.
men's beauty standards for men.
Men's beauty standards mean
Yeah, do you think it would be different?
um yes. But
Yes.
yes, and by a lot. Because I guess, well, it depends. If we take into account toxic masculinity,
Mm.
right? Well, I suppose this goes into it because, oh, want to be buff, right? If you're not buff, you're a sissy or whatever. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that's put onto guys by other guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so beauty standards for men made by men would probably look like that. Whatever the typical quote unquote alpha male is supposed to look like.
Kenneth, are you an
Um,
alpha male?
I'm not an alpha male by any means. Um, but yeah, it would probably look something like that. Probably not long hair, because, you know, oh dude, are you sissy? Why you growing out your hair? You look like you look like a girl, and weird stuff like that. I mean, because when guys follow standards for us, it seems like they want to do it because girls like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty sure if these standards for men were made by men, it'd be a lot different.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So, my last question is going to get a little philosophical. Do you think beauty standards should even exist? Anyone? Jasmine?
Can you guys still hear me? Okay, I'm sorry, my
Yeah, we
phone's
can
like
hear you.
dying, so it's like I don't want to like accidentally just like abruptly leave, and then y'all are like,
Oh, me
our
too.
guest is gone. No, no, I don't think there should be beauty standards, just because at the end of the day, even whatever beauty standard we do have, it's gonna take a toll on your mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that should be way more important than like your physical appearance and what's perceived as beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like as long as you feel like you're taking care of yourself, like hygienically, like and what you're eating, putting into your body, and how you present yourself because of what makes you feel beautiful, that's what should matter, you know?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with that. I think, like, beauty standards, anything that society makes up really.
Any social
Um,
construct, man.
any social construct, I want it gone.
Yeah,
Smash it to the ground, kill them all. That's what I'm gonna do.
definitely. Yeah. 'Cause
But I feel like it shouldn't exist at all. Like, if you're healthy and you're good, you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
It doesn't even
and
matter what you look like. Just be healthy. That's all you need to do.
yeah.
And I feel like beauty standards, they make you unhealthy, you know?
That's true.
Whenever you think about body
Very.
type, beauty standards are literally one of the biggest reasons as to why people start having eating disorders and things like that. That's why people would bleach their skins and just do unhealthy things to fit these beauty standards. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it just, it's not good. It's so detrimental to people.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't bring any like any positives.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these beauty standards are still promoted because it benefits industries for money. You know what I mean?
Oh
That's
yeah.
true. That's a
Oh,
good
oh,
point. A
yes.
really good.
Yeah,
Money,
because it's like
capitalism.
modeling industry, that's one thing, right? Then you
Mm.
have makeup brands, that's a whole other thing. Then you have the new like the health industry that promote unhealthy habits, like they'll be like detox. You want like a flat stomach, this and that. Those are different things that all play into beauty standards because of what people perceive that they need to be, you know?
Right.
And it's like, even if there's this beauty standard that it's like, oh, we want this or that, it just ends up bashing a whole other community of people that don't have that, you know? So it's
Exactly.
always gonna be kind of like you said, Alex, like detrimental. And I just think we should just, I wish we could get rid of it.
Using
Yeah,
the big
exactly.
word detriment. It's my favorite word.
Big word, detriment.
Every single time I
Detrimental.
write like an English essay, like it's 9 out of 10, you're gonna see detriment or detrimental in there.
I'm gonna use that in an essay, and I'm gonna think of Alex.
As you should.
Think about that.
Oh, my 3 favorite words: negate, detriment, and advocate.
I'm gonna get this tattooed for AP English next year. Thank you.
I've been using the word repulsive a lot, and I think that would definitely.
Oh, I like that.
Are
Repulsive.
It's very
Are
strong.
repulsive.
Yeah.
I know.
Very strong word, but
Repulsive.
I definitely like mean it. And yeah, it's like it's really sad because it's like even from a young age you put people on these beauty standards and they don't know better. You know, I didn't know better when I thought I had to be stick thin, right?
Mhm.
And you know, it's really sad because even now, like we know better, we know we shouldn't have to conform to them, but like Kenneth was saying, like you're always gonna have that at the back of your mind, and you're always gonna be conflicted with yourself at the end of the day, just because that's what you're surrounded yourself, you know, with.
Right.
Savannah?
Oh yeah,
Go ahead, Savannah.
I also agree very much. I don't think beauty standards should exist because everybody's different. There's no way that you could have one standard that could fit everybody. There's so many different types of people on this planet that all deserve to think that they're all equally beautiful.
Right.
And they shouldn't have to change because I mean, you're born like that for a reason. Like
It's God's will.
it's God's
Just kidding.
will.
Just kidding. God bless. Sorry.
Yeah,
Keep
but I
going.
mean, you're all I mean, what was it? Thanks a lot. You threw me off.
God bless.
My groove. But yeah, they shouldn't exist because everybody's different. So what's the point of trying to look the same? Like
It's
there's
so
no
boring if we all look the
yeah,
same.
there's no individuality. Imagine if everybody was white and blonde with blue eyes and skinny. That would be so lame.
That would be so lame. That would also mean that there was like some type of ethnic cleansing going on.
Stop!
Right.
Sorry, I just thought of that.
That's
It would
really
just be
You're watching
copy
too
and
much Attack on Titan.
We're not
Hey!
no, we're not talking about this right now.
Not right
That's a whole
now.
other conversation.
That is a whole other
Wait.
conversation.
Anyway,
Alright, let's talk about Eula then.
Anyways.
no Genshin. This is we could do a different podcast on your Genshin activities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
Kenneth. Go stream or something. Go become a
It's
Twitch
just Ken
streamer.
talking about Genshin for like 2 hours by
2
himself
hours.
in the dark room.
It's multiple episodes of 2-hour like long conversations of him talking
It's
about
just a series.
Genshin.
And it's just him.
It's just him.
Anyways,
He's not even talking to anybody.
it's just him.
Back to
Anyway,
the impact.
Anyways, yes.
Kenneth, what do you think? Do you think beauty
He
standards
just made a
should
joke.
exist?
It's okay.
I don't think anybody heard his
Anyway.
joke.
I'm gonna get super into this because I saw this question and I thought about it in the shower really hard.
It's always a shower.
I said, are you stealing my jokes now? I said this last episode, Kenneth.
No, I just thought about this in the shower. Alright.
I'm
Okay.
the only person allowed to think in the shower, okay? That's my thing.
Uh-huh.
Damn it.
Alright. I'll think of nothing in the shower. Anyway. Dang it. Alright.
God bless.
Beauty standards should not exist because, first of all, everybody has their own preferences to begin with. So, like, beauty standards just doesn't really do much. I mean, it does a lot, obviously, but individually, I feel like from what you personally like in another person, it ultimately doesn't, control. It doesn't control you to the core, because people will always see things on social media. Oh, this is the beauty standard and everything. Oh, this is pretty. but then personally you're like, I don't even like that, man. Like I like something else. So
Mhm.
then, what's the point of society putting this pressure on you to make you think that you need to look a certain way when somebody out there in this world would probably love the way that you look just the way that you.
Oh wow.
Confidence comes from the
Inspiration.
inside, not
Oh
from
wow.
what other people think about you. There is
Inspiration.
no way that things externally will make you happy internally. That just doesn't make any sense. So,
Someone should put your whole entire like speech right now on like a t-shirt and
Put
just
it
like
on a
have it as like
shirt.
inspirational quote. Yeah.
Like put it on like
Maybe on
a
Pinterest.
mug, and you just
Yeah, put
like
on a mug.
yeah.
you
Or
look
you
at
know
it every morning when you wake up.
I will
you know
also-
those like white girls who get like those cards that just like have an inspirational quote
Mhm.
on it.
Yeah.
And then they just like hang it on the wall over their bed.
I thought about
Live,
this a
laugh,
lot.
laugh.
I thought about this a lot.
You thought about putting your own
No, I thought about this concept a lot,
Oh.
especially when it comes to relationships and people wanting to find love based on their beauty standards.
Oh, here it goes
It
about
makes
relationships.
no sense, and it shouldn't be that way. Because like I said, there is somebody out there who will love you the way that you look right now, regardless of what the beauty standard is. And then I
Yeah.
always see people and even people that I know, they want to look away so bad just so they can get the validation of a relationship. So that way they feel like they're something because they have someone who loves the way that they look. Not because they look the way that they look, but because they look the way that everybody else does. That's not right. That's just not right in
Mhm.
general because that's not a relationship. They just like you the way that you look. That's not a relationship. So beauty standards just make it really, really difficult to be comfortable in a relationship and just difficult for there to be actual genuine relationships to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Like as someone in a relationship, it's like you like deep down that person loves you for who you are, but it's just not
Mhm.
the same. You see all these things and then you just I don't know, you start to feel a certain type of way and you shouldn't. And you start to question everything and it really makes you question like and I don't know, it's really like conflicting, it's really confusing. But I have to definitely agree with Kenneth on like the relationship aspect of it.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of I still do have a lot of trouble
Yeah.
that whole this whole thing, this whole concept when it comes to
Mhm.
relationships and thinking
Yeah.
about yourself.
Insecurity.
Yeah,
You think
insecurities,
yes.
insecurity,
And
and
it's like
yeah,
they're always there, even though you try to push them away.
it's like, why are you with me if I don't?
Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you with me if I don't look this certain way that everybody else does? But then they're like, no, I don't. That's not what I like you for. I'm like, really? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
That's and you know that they're not like that. But then you're still like, that's surprising.
Yeah. Because
It's
you're so
weird.
used to seeing like other people be validated for a certain appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like someone validating you for your own appearance. It's like, because it's not normalized, it's like, whoa. It's like,
Mhm.
really?
And in general, of course, confidence comes from the inside, like I said. And you looking like freaking, I don't know, Keanu Reeves, talking about that, since everybody thought that
Yo,
he was
Keanu
so
Reeves.
fine. You looking like Keanu Reeves is not gonna make you feel like Keanu Reeves.
I'm gonna
Really?
get that tattooed.
So
Yeah,
inspirational.
I'm
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
that tattooed on like my
on my
forehead.
Yeah.
You looking like Keanu
Keanu Reeves is
Reeves.
not gonna
Will
make
make
you
you
feel
feel.
like Keanu Reeves. I'm sure Keanu Reeves feels fantastic, but you looking like him is not gonna make you feel fantastic.
So like
Yeah.
if you
So
cosplay
you
as
talk about-
Keanu Reeves, you're just not Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, you're not John Wick.
It's
if you
okay.
look like Keanu Reeves,
It is okay not to be Keanu Reeves.
play your own
Yeah,
John
it's-
Wick.
Play your own John.
Play
You
your
play
own
your own
John
John Wick.
Yeah,
Your own version.
play your own version of John Wick. You're not
Yeah.
John Wick. You're John Pig,
John
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe you're. Sorry, I was gonna make another joke.
Jake.
I'm not gonna make that joke. This is.
Yeah.
We're keeping it family friendly
Keeping
here.
it-
Yeah.
Yeah, really, as you cussed earlier. At the
I don't know what
beginning
you're.
of the beginning of the episode.
Really? Because
I
don't
don't know what you're
recall.
talking about. I
do
don't
know
know what
what
you're
you're
talking
talking
about.
I do know.
Sorry, I was getting excited over Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Never even watched a
Hello?
Keanu Reeves movie in my life. No.
That's true. I
Oh my
constantly
gosh.
confuse him with Adam Driver. This is becoming a podcast exclusively about Keanu Reeves. We're not talking about
Please notice us.
Keanu,
Keanu Reeves, if
sponsor
you're
Keanu
out
us.
Reeves,
there.
please. I
Keanu,
just I
Um,
talked
sponsor
about
us.
you and I think you're amazing.
I talked about you.
I'm sure you were great in The Matrix.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of your movies,
I
but I'm sure
watched
you were
it.
also great in John Wick.
You have
Whatever
a weird.
movie John Wick is in.
I'm so sorry for your dog.
He has a
What?
dog.
No, in the movie.
Had?
See, no one
You
gets
guys
it because
obviously
no one
know
has
it's
watched the
John
movie,
Wick.
Kenneth.
I didn't watch John Wick either. At least I know that. But
You
anyway,
have
we were
a
talking
Keanu
about
Reeves.
beauty standards.
But thank you, Kenneth, for your AP English essay
Mhm.
on why beauty standards shouldn't even exist.
Yeah,
That was
they should not exist.
I was like feeling like I was our old English teacher for a second.
That was a 4.
I should debate you on it.
AP
Stop it.
Daniels. I hope
I
you're
should.
listening,
I should
Mr. Daniels.
I hope you're listening, Mr. Daniels. I miss you.
No, you don't.
You're
I
right.
don't miss you, but thanks for teaching me anyway.
For teaching me anyways. It just reminded me of our gender one.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Our
If we
gender
were talking
essay.
about gender, here's my 3-page essay as to why gender shouldn't exist. I'm gonna eat gender. I own all
You
genders.
what?
I'm gonna steal your gender.
For
Yikes.
context, they had to make an essay on whether or not gender should exist. For AP English 3.
And Alex said no, it should not exist, and I said yes, just to
This
contest
motherfucker
it.
said yes, it should exist.
Even
Get away.
though I don't even agree with what I wrote entirely.
I
at
argued
all.
with this
I
because
argued.
we were writing at the
Yeah.
same time. So he wrote his essay, and then my entire essay is just a counter argument to it.
Yeah, and my essay was just an argument towards hers, and that's basically what happened. Even though
We helped each other.
I didn't even really agree with my own essay, because I don't think gender should exist either.
No gender. Gender, no. No gender.
But we
Ken
can get
just-
into
You know,
Kenneth just took the easy way out.
yeah.
Took the easy answer to the prompt.
But we did have some very, very, very great conversations today. I'm very glad. Beauty standards have such a big hold on all of our cultures, and they can really be a big detriment. Oh, there's that word. A big detriment to the confidence of many people. To conclude this episode, I would like to thank all of our viewers for watching and to thank our guest. I'm like pointing at her right now. For being here. Thank you so much. I hope we can invite you to another episode again.
That would be
I feel like
great.
we had
This
some
was a
good
great
conversations
episode.
with you.
Please, I'd love to.
Please watch out for our new episodes next week with another probable special guest. It's Ganyu. It's Ganyu.
It's Ganyu?
No,
Oh my
Kenneth.
god, it's
Kanye
Ganyu.
West.
It's Kanye West.
Our
Oh my god.
okay.
Let me just break the
Kanye
ice, guys.
West.
It's Kanye West. Yes, we're
Okay,
inviting
it's
Kanye
Kanye West.
West
Oh my
into
god,
our
Savannah.
podcast. He's
Shut
gonna
up.
talk about
Stop it.
he's gonna talk about things. I know Savannah's pissing her pants right now.
No.
I thought
I
Ganyu was
am
gonna be
not.
on the show. I was excited.
I wish Ganyu was gonna be on the show.
I wish Ganyu.
I'm
Um,
sorry for partaking in the enjoyment of Kanye West from time to time. Okay.
Say it like
From
that.
time to time.
Time to time.
From
I
time
can't-
to time.
Don't talk anymore, you Kanye
love-
West fan. Stop talking.
I love late registration.
Anyway,
You can find all of our social media links, which are literally just our Twitter. We only have a Twitter. That's all we have.
and also,
in-
side note, just so we don't get copyrighted for any reason. All credits to the background gifts to their original owners, please.
Yay!
You're not
Thank you for
affiliated
providing.
or
Not
Kanye
affiliated.
Thank you
West.
for providing.
Yeah, thank you for providing. All right, as you were saying.
Oh my god, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So all our social media links are down in the Twitter. Sorry, down in
in
the
the Twitter.
description. please follow us on Twitter. Sometimes I'll like tweet that we put out like a new video, and then I remember we have like one follower, and that follower is me. So
But subscribe to the YouTube channel anyway, and like if you did.
yes, subscribe so you can know when we post out a new episode, and smack a little likey, just for fun. But until the next time, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.